jazz, and classic R&B music played in the background as the Greenwood, South Carolina Chamber celebrated its 105th annual meeting. It was a special evening as the Chamber celebrated the 100th anniversary of the Index Journal newspaper. Our legislative delegation presented a special proclamation to family members. On hand to celebrate, the publisher, family members, employees, and of course the paper boys. 2018 Chair Chip Stockman welcomed Van Taylor as the 2019 Chamber of the Board. Senator Floyd Nicholson, known to many as Coach Nick, was inducted into the Greenwood County Hall of Fame as the 54th honoree. He celebrated with his wife Mamie, their family, as well as his city family. With an ongoing goal of growing a robust local economy and connecting members to potential new business prospects, the Chamber hosted the annual Lakelands Business Expo. More than 750 people attended the event, which featured nearly 60 exhibitors. The popular theme was Businesses Buzzing, in celebration of Greenwood being named a Bee City, and everyone got into the beehive spirit. Food and drink were plentiful, and prizes were abundant. But there was tough competition for the coveted Best of Show award. The Big B stung all of his competitors, and WC Fiber was named Best in Show. The Bayberry Retirement Inn was runner-up with their Bayberry Bees exhibit booth. More than 80% of the Chamber's investors are small businesses. For a second year, the Chamber partnered with the Index Journal to publish a spotlight on Small Business Guide to kick off Small Business Week in May. Duke Energy sponsored the week of activities. An after-hours event featured several small businesses, and the week culminated with the 30th anniversary Small Business Awards luncheon. Business owner Howard Corley was named the Small Business Person of the Year and celebrated with friends and family members. June arrived before we knew it, and everyone in Greenwood knows that if it's June, then it's time to welcome visitors for the South Carolina Festival of Flowers. Under the leadership of Chair Richard Thomason of County Bank, the 52nd annual festival did not disappoint, despite the rain. With an economic impact of $4.2 million and nearly 90,000 visitors, everyone had a bloomin' good time. And the festival received numerous accolades from state, regional, and international festival associations. There were topiaries, of course, gardens, butterflies, line dancing, a bike tour, military salutes, and so much more. The governor's wife, Mrs. Peggy McMaster, joined us at the ladies' luncheon where there was plenty of fun. And hats. Boy, were there hats. With a mission of celebrating flowers, families, and fun, this festival continues to bring significant economic benefits via cultural tourism. Of course, none of this would have been possible without our leaders, engaged volunteers, and the strong partnership with the City of Greenwood, who lovingly take care of our topiaries year-round. The sold-out Wine Walk, Bee Buzzin' Bike Tour, and Kid Fest continued to be popular events. Like the Festival of Flowers, Connect Lake Greenwood continues to make an economic impact. Led by Jimmy Payton and his steering committee, 2019 was another successful year. Recreation, family enjoyment, and beautification are top priorities. Popular events like Lights on the Lake Fireworks Show and the Lake Summit continued to draw large crowds. The summit featured over 500 attendees and more than 30 exhibitors. CLG also often hosts regular gatherings for homeowners. The Chamber offered numerous advocacy programs to connect Chamber investors with local, state, and federal elected officials. Our participation in the Upstate Chamber Coalition offers advocates in Columbia. More than 100 members participated in the annual State of the City and County briefing, where an update on the capital projects was provided, and city and county leaders discussed key issues. A forum was hosted earlier in the year for state representative candidates. The leader of the state chamber visited for a listening tour, and we closed out the year with a legislative delegation breakfast. The Chamber invests in our future workers through a scholarship initiative started in our centennial year. Annually, 2 scholarships fund Greenwood High School graduates to pursue their education at Piedmont Technical College and Lander University. We celebrated our scholars and their families and are grateful to our generous businesses who donated scholarship funds. Connecting students to our larger industry partners is also a top priority. Eaton Corporation was the lead sponsor of the 2019 South Carolina Student Leadership Conference. All Greenwood County schools were invited to participate. This year, Abbeville students joined Greenwood students, and we educated more than 100 future leaders at Lander University, providing them with new leadership skills. Business leaders networked with the students, while the students learned that every day is an interview and found out how to turn learning into earning. Growing community leaders continues to be a top priority for the Greenwood Chamber. For more than 3 decades, Leadership Greenwood has produced some of our community's top leaders. The Chamber is proud of its efforts to develop an active core of engaged and dedicated civic leaders, poised to lead Greenwood into the future. Like other classes, the class of 2019 learned about the community, visiting the town of 96. They packed meals for Rise Against Hunger and even got to dress up at a Lawrence County battlefield. 36 professionals graduated in 2019 as the largest class in the program's history. Connect Young Professionals held several monthly Mingle Lunch events, gathered for socials, hosted service projects, and launched a Young Professionals Summit in the fall. Runners got into the St. Patty's Day spirit by dressing up for the Ales for Trails 5K run, the group's major service project. They presented the Greenwood Parks and Trails organization with a check for $3,500. The group ended the year by recognizing 7 outstanding Greenwood under 40 young professionals. The Nonprofit Council continued to provide valuable connections and education programs focused on organizational best practices for nonprofit leaders. 6 Resource Connections meetings were held for agency staff and volunteers to collaborate and build capacity to serve those in need. The Women's Leadership Council continued to engage women to grow personally and professionally through the Women's Leadership Upstate Conference. Over 250 women participated. The Council gives back through their efforts to mentor young women in its Leadership Scholars Program. The Council also hosted Suits and Salads twice in 2019, training female job seekers and providing them with work-ready clothing. WLC also convened networking meetings and recognized outstanding women. And finally, we continued to serve our investors. We welcomed new members at the Morning Blend programs and continued to market and promote them. Regular updates were provided by company representatives and city and county government officials. The Chamber celebrated numerous ribbon cuttings and grand opening celebrations at retailers, banks, nonprofits, and meeting venues. We were happy to facilitate the celebration of new businesses and expansions. There was fun on the golf course and great connections were made. We got healthy in February and sampled wine towards year-end. And we also raised monies to support our programs through a super raffle. There were winners and there were those that won consolation prizes. It was all for a great cause. As we embark upon the new year, the Board of Directors is dedicated to cultivating business growth and community progress. We invite you to join us in growing our community's prosperity as your community advocate and champion for business. Thank you for being an investor in the Greenwood Chamber of Commerce.